um, on the Barcelona Real Madrid. And you know what? Barcelona for me, that they're I can see Barcelona dominating with that team they've got there. They absolutely battered Real Madrid yesterday. Um 5-2, I believe. Couple of goals from Rafinha, um, one from Lamine Yamal, who I'll talk about in a minute. Uh, Extraordinary player. A penalty from Robert Lewandowski. Again, Lewandowski just doing what Lewandowski does. And then a goal from Alejandro Balde, left back coming through La Masia, who I'm a massive fan of. But yeah, man, you know what? I look at Barcelona's squad in terms of their young players coming through. And again, comparable to, I would say, um, probably if you look at world football, I think possibly comparable to a Chelsea. The amount of young players that Chelsea have in their first team squad, um, and possibly Real Madrid. But if we go through Barcelona's team, so Barcelona, um, for me, obviously Ter Stegen's out for the season, and they've got Chesney. They've got Inaki Pena again, who is a young goalkeeper for them. But I think in terms of their keeper wise, not really. Yeah, I mean, Ter Stegen's gonna obviously once he gets back, obviously got to see how he recovers. But they've got cover there anyway. But it's their defense. So you got Pau Kabasi, 17 years of age, coming through the La Masia, with Lamine Yamal, at the back there. Ronald Arroyo, I think, who is 24, 25. Okay, again, back from injury. Jules Koundé, who plays right back. I think Koundé might be about 25, 26, I believe. And then left side centre back, obviously they've got experience with Inigo Martinez, left footed. Um, and then they've got left back Alejandro Balde again, and I think Balde's 19, I believe. But again, like Balde, Kabasi, they're for the present and for the future. Massive fan of Alejandro Balde. I think he can go the same path as your Nuno Mendes, Alfonso Davies. In terms of being the best left backs in the game. And I think at Barcelona, again, Teo Hernandez as well. And I think Balde staying at Barcelona, I believe that, he's going to fulfill his potential, very good player. Um, Again, with Pau Kabasi, I think this La Masia that Barcelona have going on, they have some top talents coming through. And the thing is, these guys get fast tracked into the senior national team as well. So they're getting that experience from club football and tournament football as well. So I think their defense is in good hands with Kabasi and Balde left back and centre back. For me, Ronald Arroyo, as I spoke about yesterday, Ronald Arroyo for me is I still think he's one of the best centre backs in the world. Again, I likened him to he's the Uruguayan Van Dijk for me in terms of his physical prowess, his pace, his composure on the ball. I think he has got a little mistake in him, but then again, I think defenders are going to make mistakes. But for me, I think Ronald Arroyo for sure is one of the best centre backs in the world. He just needs to overcome his injuries. Big up, Billy. Thanks for coming on. Just talking about Barcelona Real Madrid game yesterday. Barcelona battered Real Madrid 5-2, and just going through their squad of young players. But yeah, so yeah, I think defense with Kabasi and Balde, and then Arroyo. I'm hoping United can kind of get Arroyo. Um, I'm from London, from Essex. Billy, thanks for asking. But yeah, big up Michael Vincent. Michael says, let's talk about something that means something instead of some tossers kicking the ball. Michael, you know what? Yeah. Obviously, I'm a mad football fan, and obviously, if football's not for you, then that's fair enough, man. But I think it's more than just kicking the ball around. Obviously, I know a lot of women that don't really follow football have this kind of opinion, But even Billy's saying, yeah, it's boring. To be fair, you know what I mean. If you're not into football, then you can kind of see that it is boring. For me, obviously from watching football from young, um, there's a lot that goes into football, you know. And again, I'm someone that studies the game properly, you know. So um, for me, I never find football boring, but I can understand if you do find it boring, and you know, obviously football's not for everyone. The amount of money in the game now, again, I think football has dropped off for me in terms of quality. But the money in the game now is ridiculous, and yeah, I think you know I can understand where people have kind of dropped off from playing football or from watching football. But for me, yeah, I'm always going to be into football. But yeah, but going back to the Barcelona team, um, and if we move on to the midfield, I think the midfield, which is really interesting. Obviously, you've got Pedri, who for me is one of the best midfielders in the game. You know, closest player to Andres Iniesta for me. You know, the way he dribbles, his touch, his awareness. You know, the way he receives the ball as well. Um, and then you've got Gavi as well, who's been out injured for a long time. Another player coming through La Masia, and I think Gavi and Pedri was touted as the midfield for both Barcelona and Spain. I think Gavi has to prove his fitness for him to get back into that lineup because that lineup is strong. To be fair, that midfield is very competitive. They've got a young Mark Casado who Hansi Flick likes as well, who's come into the team from La Masia, as well as Mark Bernal, who was in there, who have obviously done, I think he does ACL, so um, he's obviously out for a long period of time. But they got Frankie De Jong still there, you know, experienced Dutch international, who's a top player. Again, another player that's had injury problems. Um, and yeah, so I think they're the actual central midfielders. They have got players that can play there as well. In Danny Olmo as well, who can play from the wing or can play centrally as well. So Billy, yeah, I support Man United. So as you can see, I'm in a very good mood. United won yesterday against Arsenal in the FA Cup. So yeah, I'm a Man United supporter. Who do you support? Oh, you're Man City, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean to be fair, Man City have been struggling this season. But you know what? I've been saying this. What I like about Man City is their intent, especially in his January window. Pep's looking at three players: Kusanov from Lens, Omar Marmoush, who's a top player, and I think they're looking at Vitor Rice as well from Palmeiras. But I think he's going to be more one that's going to come in the summer. But it won't surprise me if Man City get those two, especially Kusanov and Marmoush in this window. And I think everyone needs to be aware of Man City in the summer because I can see City buying one of the best players, one of the two best players in the world, or best young players in the world. I can see them, you know, because again, they didn't really spend too much. I know there's been talk about their transfer ban, you know, and obviously the charges and that as well. But I believe Man City will get off with that, and I can see City spending big, definitely in the summer, to replace an aging squad. You know, and I think as well, I won't count Man City out of the title race as well because I think Man City is the one team, as everyone knows in this league, that can put together a run of games, and I think they sit what I think they're fifth at the moment in the league, but the league's very tight. So I think they can put some runs together, and I believe they can catch Liverpool because I think Liverpool won't. I think Liverpool will drop some points. You know, obviously City has still got to play them again as well at the Etihad. So I think there's points to be played for. So I won't discount City out of the title race just yet because I think the league is quite tight. So, but yeah, Liverpool are in the driving seat at the moment. But yeah, just going back to Barcelona. Um, And then again, they've got in terms of their wire players, they've got Rafinha. I think Rafinha is only I want to say Rafinha's about 27, I think Rafinha might be. And he's actually in the form of his life at the moment, you know, just scoring goal after goal. Um and he's been very good for Barcelona. Obviously, he's got the captain's armband as well. Because I think the captains obviously was Mark Andre ter Stegen, who's been out injured. Frankie De Jong's one of the captains, and Ronald Arroyo as well. But for me, Rafinha, I didn't really see Rafinha playing too much, if I'm honest. But um, because I think with Barcelona have always played with inverted, so having a left footer on the right foot on the left, which Lamine Yamal, who again I'm going to speak about in a minute, is on that side. But Rafinha's actually been playing from the left, or at times he's been playing as the number 10 as well. But he's been very good this season. He's been one of Barcelona's standout players. So um, and then obviously you got Ansu Fati as well, who I'm a big fan of. Ansu Fati was doing what Lamine Yamal was doing when he broke through. Obviously injuries have killed him. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping United can actually do a deal with Ansu Fati and bring him in either as a starter or as someone as a squad player, because I still think he's got something to offer the game. But at Barcelona, it seems like he's kind of lost his way. But the faith that Barca showed in him was giving him the number 10 shirt that was inherited from Lionel Messi. And even when he come back from his loan spell at Brighton, they gave him the number 10 back as well. So I still think he's got a lot to offer. Um, See, Danny Olmo spoke about already. You know, Robert Lewandowski. I mean, Lewandowski's for me has been one of the best strikers in the game over the last 10, 15 years. Guy still scores goals. Obviously he is getting on a bit, but his numbers are there for all to see, really. And he's a very, very, very reliable striker in terms of numbers. And I think with the young legs around him, obviously he can be the leader as well, and they will create for him. Um, and that moves me on to Lamine Yamal. For me, 17 years of age, made his debut at 15. You know, One young player at the tournament in the Euros just gone recently, which Spain won, and he was a massive part of. And for me, this is a player that's going to be dominating the Ballon d'Or for sure. He will definitely win a Ballon d'Or, and if he doesn't, it'll be a crime against football for me, because I don't see anyone really of his age at that level. His decision making is for some of that age is scary. You know, um, his quality on the ball, his consistency as well in terms of delivering the correct ball, in terms of his passing, in terms of his game temperament as well. He's just a top player, man. And at 17, Barcelona have got arguably the best talent in the world for me. And I think the more experience he gains as well, Lamine Yamal, he's gonna take some stopping, because what he's doing already at the age of 17 is scary, and he can only get better. So Barcelona are in good hands with these young players, um, and he's going to be leading them for sure. You know. So Billy says Man City, and if Man City doesn't win, it's Liverpool. Yeah, I think if I'm honest with you, um, I think Liverpool's nearest challengers. I know Nottingham Forest are doing well at the moment, but I think Liverpool's nearest challengers for me are going to be Chelsea and City. I see Arsenal dropping off. I think Arsenal will be in the top four fight, if I'm honest. I don't see Nottingham Forest, sorry, maintaining that level of performance. Um, but I think City will put some runs together, and I think Chelsea might get the act together as well. But I see City doing something in this league still. I think City's experience will tell in the end. I know they haven't got Rodri, who's arguably the best central midfielder in the game at the moment. But I think City will start putting wins together, and I think this is what City do. They'll start putting wins together, and by the time you know it, you'll see them at the top of the league or near the top of the league. So I think they'll be Liverpool's closest challengers, along with Chelsea's. I think Chelsea will, with Chelsea's quality as well. I think they'll get it together as well. But big up Nottingham Forest, man, because Nottingham Forest are doing very well this season. And if Nottingham Forest get into Europe, that'll be good business. But I can't really see them sustaining it, because I think unless they buy a couple of players in January of real quality, I mean, there's been links to Douglas Luiz, which again would be a great signing for them. But if they can bring some reinforcements in, then um, they'll be a team to be looking for because they've got some quality in their team. I mean, Morgan Gibbs White's a top player. Chris Wood scores goals. They've got Anthony Elanga and Hudson Odoi who cause problems on the flanks as well. But they're two centre backs who are key. Milenkovic and Murillo. I think it's Jason Murillo. I think his main name might be top player. So yeah, they've got a good base for their team, but I don't see them sustaining um, the title, the challenge, should I say? If they do, man, it'd be very good for the league. But it's going to be a tough ask. But if they can get a couple of players in January, then who knows? I mean, you see Leicester City win the league, so but it's a tough ask to be honest with you, man. But yeah, no, just going back to Barcelona and the young players, man. I think Barca are going to be primed to dominate, and again, they're going to be trying to sign some of the best players in the world as well. I mean, if they was to get a Florian Wirtz to add to that team, because Florian Wirtz just fits that team seamlessly. To be honest with you, I think that they need to get a replacement for Lewandowski. But again, there's not too many strikers in the game out there anymore. So a lot of the players now are like wide forwards. But I think if Barcelona are clever, then they do all they can to get John Duran. I think John Duran as an understudy at the moment to a Lewandowski, and then when Lewandowski's done, John Duran takes over with the number 9 shirt. I think that will be a great bit of business, man. Because as I said to people before, I think John Duran's going to be one of the best strikers in the game in the next couple of seasons. And again, there's not too many strikers in the game at the moment of real quality, but I think he's someone of his profile and his age. For sure, he's gonna be a problem. And yeah, man, I'm hoping United kind of sign him and get rid of Rasmus Højlund. To be honest with you, but yeah, John Duran top player. But just getting on to Real Madrid. Yeah, man. Do you know what? Real Madrid are a bit of a weird team because I mean, if you look at the amount of players they've got, you think yeah they're dangerous. But for me, their best attacker is Rodrigo, and Rodrigo has been their best attacker. I like Vinicius Junior, but Vinny's a bit hit and miss. I know in the big games Vinny does show up, but I think in terms of quality, Rodrigo for me is their best attacker for sure. I don't rate I don't um I don't rate Jude Bellingham as many people may know. I think Jude Bellingham again, it's the PR, it's the hype. I'd much prefer seeing Arda Güler playing at number 10 position. Again, Jude Bellingham's not a number 10. He's someone that runs from deep in midfield. But Arda Güler, man, for me is a top player. Um, and I'd like to see him playing in that position because I think if he plays there, he will create more than what Bellingham is doing in that position. And again, you got Kylian Mbappe. Wrong career choice for me, Mbappe, because Mbappe's having to play as a striker because Vinny's got that left hand side. Um, he's got that left hand side sewn up. To be honest with you, but Mbappe needs to be. Mbappe is a left winger. Let's be honest. He's a wing forward. He's a wide forward, should I say? But obviously, he's having to play down the middle. But I think in games where it really matters, you're gonna see Mbappe really get shown up in that position against the best teams because Mbappe can't play with his back to goal. Um, and I think um, Real Madrid need an actual central striker. But again, there's not many of them out there. I know they've got Endrick, and to be fair, I'm not really a big fan of Endrick. When Endrick first come onto the scene, when I watched him a couple of clips from Palmeiras, I thought he'd be good, but I'm not too sure about Endrick to be honest with you. He's only young as well. I think he's what 17, so he's got time to grow. But I'm not sure about him at the moment. So and then midfield, man, they've got Camavinga and Valverde, two very good players. Again, Camavinga is someone I love at Man United, but um, he's going to be a very hard deal to do. And again, Real Madrid won't be looking to sell him anyway. But yeah, man, just a quick little take on Barca Real Madrid and Barca 5-2. I think the league table at the moment, I think Real Madrid, I think are top, and I think Barca might be second or third with Atletico Madrid, and the league table's tight as well. So Real Madrid will be looking to get their revenge back on Barca in the return league game. But for sure, man, I think Barca are going to be dominating. If they can, I said, get some get some eventual replacements for the older players like your Lewandowski. You know, if they get another centre back in, if they don't keep Ronaldo Arroyo, I think they can take some stopping. To be fair, and I think in the summer they might go for a left winger as well, a wide left forward. So I think I don't see Ansu Fati staying there because he's not really getting the game time, and Rafinha's been in good form as well. So, but yeah, no, it'd be interesting to see, man. But save guys for coming on. I say just a quick little stream. I'm gonna be back hopefully tomorrow morning, around just after 8 o'clock. If not, I'll be back a bit later. But yeah, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel at GavGoesIn. Make sure you smash that like button. And guys, give my shorts a look. Obviously, you can see a bit of me playing a bit of football. Some goals that I've scored. Obviously, I've got a massive background in football. If you guys want to find out my background in football, feel free to ask. But yeah, just check out my shorts. Check out my chats as well on my channel. Gav goes in. Smash that like button, guys. It helps with the algorithms to reach out to more people, which will be appreciated. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, guys. Take it easy.